Yo, what's up guys? Okay, today in this video we're gonna be looking at some of the oldest and the youngest brawlers in whole of Brawl Stars. And the last one will shock you. Comment down below who you think it is and how old they are. So, we're gonna start off by who are the youngest people. The first person is Bonnie, who is 7 years old. I can't believe that Bonnie is 7 years old. Bonnie is a pretty good brawler, I would say. And now we're gonna go practice match. And I'm gonna see if the age is appropriate for how good they are. So I already know how old Bonnie is and how good she is. I think this is not true. What psycho would let a 7-year-old just jump into a cannon and blow away like this? Like, no one would do that. Bonnie in total is a pretty good person, I guess, but the age just really shocked me. Like 7 years old for such a good brawler. I was expecting more like 20 years old. No offense to Bonnie, but like only 7 years old. That is actually insane. The next one is actually not in human years. There are a lot of people who like are in like vampire years or other things like dog years that might give something away. But there are some people who actually are insanely much. Like the oldest one, I'm curious to actually find out because they're pretty good looking at their age. So I would say I agree with this. It's kind of pretty young, but it's okay. The next one is Colonel Ruffs, who is 7 years old in dog years, but 45 years old in human years. So he's actually not that old, but in dog years, he's very, very young. But I don't know if that counts. I don't think that counts. But still, we're taking that. And we're going practice match. So that kind of shocked me because he's like a military person and he's 7 years in dog years. But it's 45 in human years. So that's like... It's not really that shocking. It's just like weird. I think that the age sounds about right, but if someone tells you he's 7 years old, if someone were to tell me he's 7 years old without telling me that's in dog years, I would literally just be like in shock. Because 7 years for this guy who literally carries around a gun, no. I would not believe that. Even if they were the most trustworthy person ever, if they told me Colonel Ruffs is 7 years old, not in dog years, I would literally just kill them. Because 45 years is different. Dog years are different. Everything is different. So, yeah. But I didn't actually realize that he was like that old. I thought he was more like 20 years old, something like that. I also found another person who's not on the leaderboard, but is actually like Poco, is actually 16 years old. I thought he was like 20 years old because of how good he plays guitar, but no, 16 years old. Some others I could already guess, like, let's say, Colt, he was like 20 years old, something like that. The next one, I don't know if it counts. I don't actually have it. It's one of these 6, and it's Meg. Meg is only 9 years old. I had no idea. I thought Meg was like 20 years old, maybe even more. But it's like...
Hey, wait for me!
Okay, that sounds like a child. Never mind. That really sounds like a child. Like, hey, wait for me. He's terrible. He's terrible. Okay, this does not shock me. Okay, it does shock me a little, but if you like play with him, you realize it. But it shocks me. It still shocks me. I don't care what they say. It still shocks me. Bro, no one can beat Meg. Meg is literally insanely good at playing to only be sold like 9 years old. Meg! Bro, how did I die? Okay, that's kind of sad. I think Meg used to be a really good brawler, but now it's like terrible. But we can stay down here where the brawlers are locked, because the next one is someone who's actually insanely cool, and I think personally is the strongest person, Leon, and he is 11 years old. 11! I thought he was more like 20 years old. Like, oh my god. Because it's like, how is he so young? Wait a minute. So this actually shocked me like insanely much, but I think that it's good. I have a feeling this Leon is probably one of the best brawlers in history. Like, his super is insanely good. He can deal so much damage when he's close range. He's got so long range. He's very fast. He's probably one of the fastest brawlers in the whole game. I'll probably make a video about that too. He's really fast, so no one can see him. I can easily like take cover here and just recover, and then I can like outflank this idiot, but whatever. So like now I can easily just disappear, and I can like kill this guy and kill this guy. What really shocked me, I was researching who was like the best brawler and like the most powerful brawler, and the fourth most powerful was Colt, and the second and the fifth most powerful was literally Rosa. Leon is super good. I think he's good in all. Now the next one, there are theories that this brawler and Leon are like best friends or whatever, and it's Nita. Personally, Nita is insanely good. Her star power is super good. How she can deal so much damage really quickly, and how she stuns people with her gadget. I think that's just insanely good. I feel like people think just because you unlock her at such a like low point, like 10 trophies, and you unlock her, and she's bad because of that. But she's actually one of the best brawlers, in my opinion. Because of her bear ability, she's so good. And yeah, I just think she's underrated. The next one is, soon we're gonna start with the one's oldest, but before we go there, I just wanted to tell you guys who we don't know, and there are actually 5 people who we don't know the age of, and you might be thinking, oh, they're probably like robots. No, we actually know robots as ages, like Carl. I thought he wasn't a robot, but whatever, he's a robot. So, who are the unknown ones? So, we have the first person who's unknown, Tick. And I think he's probably like very old. Like very old. Because it's like, I think he's probably like 200 years old, something like that. But that's pretty old. That would actually put him like insanely high on the lists of oldest people. But whatever. Oh look, we're playing with another Tick. Against another Tick. Whatever. I love that there are no like legendary brawlers playing against us at any time. We always play against like easy guys to beat. Personally, I think Tick, it's like logically that we don't know his age because it's like I feel like Tick could be like 10 years old to like 1,000 years old, and it would still make sense. But all in all, I really like Tick. He's a good brawler. He's really easy to like kill people with against a large mass. Like I can kill like 5 people at the same time with Tick. His super is really good at tracking people down and deals insanely much damage, 2,800 I think, something like that, which is actually so much. I could one-shot people with that, like, it's a lot. His super is also really fast and it's very hard to destroy, because you need long range or like other guys, so that's pretty annoying. For me, I think if I were to choose, I would not choose him for like Power League or something, but if I had like a quest with him, I would like it. But I think he's probably one of the guys who's unknown who I like less, but just all in all, he's a good brawler no matter what my opinion is. And yeah, it's kind of weird how if his head is chasing you, you kind of say like, oh no, the head is chasing me, watch out for Tick's head. Kind of sounds weird. The next one is actually pretty surprising, and it's Stu. Stu, I think, is a really great person, a brawler, everything. His super can break walls if you have the gadget, which I have. His bolting speed can be much better. He can move pretty quickly, not one of the fastest, but it's still fairly quick compared to some other people. So all in all, he's a pretty good person. And yeah. Like, yeah. I think I would actually want to play with Stu if I had like the chance to, but some people say that he's like just a bad person to play with. I actually have no idea why. They don't really give me a justification, but whatever. I can't really argue with people. But I guess that's true, like, he's a pretty good person, but also not one of those like Leon who's insanely powerful or whatever. It's more like one of those people who's like, okay, you wouldn't be like, oh my god, I got Stu, I can now win any match. It's more like, oh, I got Stu, it's good. So yeah. And if you think, but he's the 10,000 trophy brawler who you get, that must mean he's good. No, you're wrong. You're so wrong. That's pretty normal to say, that he's like, oh, he's 10,000. He has to be good. He's not actually really good. The next one might surprise you, but we don't know the age of Nani right here. I think he's like pretty old because as you can see here, it's like completely rusted, but like he looks pretty high tech, so I think he's probably like 100 years old, something like that, but pretty old. He's not too old though, but he's also not like 10 years old like Leon and things like that, because I feel like he's a good brawler, meaning he's experienced, you know? Bro, why are these people following me? NPCs. God, I can't even say NPCs right. Next I'm gonna say Beon instead of Leon. For me, Nani is one of the best people in the whole game. His gadget to travel is so good because you can literally travel over the whole map super easily, and like no one could stop me there. I dealt like 10,000 damage without anyone stopping me. So I think that's just in general such a good one for heist, but personally I wouldn't pick him in like power matches, but some people might. Bro, what is wrong with my team? No, we're losing. We're losing, guys. This is not a good sign, guys. We do not like losing. Bro, I just got us to like win. Bro, where is my whole team? I swear these guys are complete NPCs. Okay, that is true. But still. This cannot be serious. You cannot be serious. So Nani, I think I was pretty shocked that they didn't know it, but still. The next one is actually someone who I thought they would have, but they didn't, which kind of shocked me, but it was actually Ash. And I think he kind of looks like a medieval person, so I would say he's like 1,000 years old. That kind of sounds like a lot, but when you think about it, it's like not that much. When you find out how old the oldest person is, that will seem like it's nothing. Trust me. So all in all, I think he's a really good brawler. He can easily deal a lot of damage against large crowds. I love how his super can like charge up like this and deal more damage, but it's like, you know, he's not really that good. Close combat, he's good, but I would personally not say he's one of my favorite brawlers. I think he's more like center, so I would be open to play with him, but I would not actually like want to play with him, like want. So, but it's okay to play with him, and he's a pretty good brawler with his super being able to chase people down, you know, but all in all, he's a pretty good brawler. I was actually pretty shocked to find out they didn't know how old he was, because I thought like Ash was like, everyone knows the age of Ash. Turns out, no. Which really shocked me, but still. Fun fact about me, I used to think that Gus, it was like a 1% chance to like put a shield on someone, and I didn't know how to use his super. and then I found out how it worked, and then I kept clicking the super when one of my guys needed it, my like friends needed it, but then it always went on me, and I got like super mad at it. Then I found out how it works, and I was like, God, I'm stupid. So now we have one last person, and that's Eve. I really thought they would know how old Eve is. Like, come on, she's Eve. But I think she's pretty old, like in her 40s, because she like keeps laying eggs all the time, and she says like, follow mommy. So I think something like that. I'm not for certain. She could be like 20 years old, but yeah, she kind of sounds like she's like 20. I have no idea why. But all in all, I would play with her. She's pretty good. Now for the oldest people. So in 5th place, we have Gale. Now, comment down below how old you think he is. Because I actually was shocked to find out how not old he is. Because he's actually not that old. I thought he was like 90 years old. Because he was like so like gray, hairy and things like that. But he's actually like kind of young, I guess. It's not as if he's young, but still, it's like compared to the other guys, he's practically a newborn. And he's actually 75 years old, which, if that's a baby to the most oldest person of all, you kind of understand how old the oldest person is, but you'll have to see in the end. So, oh dearie, I really like how Gale is so powerful and can just push his enemies so far away with so little effort, and just his gadgets are really outstanding. How he can just keep someone back or literally just make a pad where he gets like shot away from. It's like the things he can create are insane, and also his his star powers are insane, like stun people when using the super or slow people down. That's really insane. But all in all, I would play with him. His age actually kind of shocked me, as I told you before. Like, I thought he was much older. Comment down below how old you thought he was, because I think you guys thought like 90 as well. Like, 77 is still very old, like really old. But like, you know, he's literally so old. His hair is white. Maybe that's just the snow though. Never mind. But like, come on. Like, I thought he was much younger. We're geniuses. The next person is someone who I thought wasn't that young, wasn't that old, but was actually pretty old, and that's Dynamite. He's literally 77 years old. Like, how can he throw those dynamites so far? And that huge super, it's like, how does he do that? How? It's like, what? It's like he's literally just destroying Brawl Stars at this point. Like, he's 77 years old and still is faster than a robot? Like, come on. Bro, no, you ain't going there. Oh, never mind. Oh, dearie. In general, I would probably pick Dynamite in like Power League or something if it's a good map. But otherwise, I would actually not pick him if it was like solo showdown, which I normally play, because it's like there aren't really that many maps where he's like really good. There are just a few, but on those few he's like really, really good. So if you have him on the right map, he could become a menace, but otherwise he's like just an old person. Because he's literally 77 years old, so you know. But still, he's a pretty good person. Now, the next person is actually someone who isn't actually that old, but they are very old. And that's Mortis. Now, in vampire years, where he counts, it's around 300 years old to about 400 years. But in human years, that's only 28 to 30 years, which kind of makes him so young. But because he's so old in vampire years, he's so old in so high in the leaderboard. Yeah. And he is still like insanely young compared to the other guys. Like, if 300 years old is young, that's like, ugh. And the last person is actually insanely old and is in human years. And it's literally, the number is so big that it's not certain if he's that young or even higher. So Mortis from 28 to 30, but 300, so he goes up. But the next one kind of makes sense, and it's Frank. And Frank is like, he's 1,000 plus here, so from like 1,000 to 1,100, which is already like a lot, but that's in, I think, vampire years, not actual human years, so he could be like literally younger than like Dynamite. So that kind of shocks me. But, you know, the music he plays is sick though. Like, play that music the whole time. Like, listen. Like, it's fire. Bro, I just killed the whole team. Wait a minute. I'm gonna try the gadget on something. No, it doesn't take away the like nitro poisoning thingamajig, but the music is still good. Bro, anyone who comes close to he actually shocked me how old he was, but still. And now for the moment of truth. Who of these 61 brawlers is the oldest? And it is Jean with, guess how much? You were probably wrong guessing, because it's 10,000 and even more human years. That's like, oh my god. It's literally older than, oh dearie. It's literally, oh my god. It's 8,000. He was probably born 8,000 BC. Oh dearie. That's insanely old. How can he be that old though? It's like... Bro. Where are my people? And this, it's actually insane how he's 10,000 years old. 10,000! I'm like, when were the pyramids built? Like 2000 BC, right? That means that this guy is like 6,000 years older than the pyramids. That's insane. He's like, oh dearie, he's like an antique thing. Yeah, he's literally antique. How much do you think I could sell Gene for? Just like, this artifact is 10,000 years old. Okay, I'm buying it. I sold Gene for $10 million. Just, what? Yeah. Just, oh my god. So yeah, that's it. Subscribe if you think that Gene is not 10,000 years old. Subscribe!